I got into a fight in a bar. We got into an argument to fight. And I hit him with a cue stick. A few too many times. And he died.
How'd you feel after when you found out he died?
I felt very bad. Very, very bad. I was upset. I didn't mean to do it, actually. But surprisingly, I felt sadness. And after a while, I felt something else. I didn't feel sad. It was sad along with some sort of a rush that I had control. And if you mess with me, I guess if you mess with me, I'll hurt you.
Radio Raheem here in Belfast, Ireland with the Bronze Bomber. A lot of that image also comes from you delivering blistering sound bites, right? And you talk about you're a guy of love and you're a guy of peace, but some of the things that you said are the counter opposite of that. And it gives people impression like maybe you're a cruel guy, a crass guy, not a sporting guy, but a violent guy. Obviously, there's a couple of quotes that have gotten you, I don't know if you consider it to be trouble, but have certainly raised eyebrows. You know, the wanting a body on your record, the most recently wanting to cripple Brazil in front of his son. Where did those kind of comments come from?
It's the energy that I feel at the moment of the time. You know, however I deliver it, and how people may take it, then that's their business. You know what I mean? Like I said, I do my job. My job is to fight. You should love a person that can get in front of the camera and express to you how they feel and show aggression. But not only through aggression, but through how I speak. You feel what I say.
What they couldn't see was your behavior pattern. The factors reporters, many of them printed it.
Well, that's
the cruelty in your eyes, the malice in your voice.
I'm out to be cruel. That's what the boxing game is about. He's out to beat me, I'm out to beat him. And as far as the fight being cruel, as far as the fight being a cruel, brutal 15 rounds as they print it, I think it's the referee has the authority to stop it if it's so cruel. The judges have authority to stop it if it's so cruel. And the doctor who was in his corner at each round had the authority to stop it if it was so cruel. And if I had stopped it, it wouldn't have been legal. He would have won the fight if I had stopped it. So it's my job to whip him.
I still don't understand why you couldn't put him away.
Well, I tried, but he just wouldn't go. It's the best I can say. I just won. If I put him away in 1 round, it's bad. If I put him away in 3 rounds, it's bad. If I talk to him, it's bad. If I whip him clean, it's bad. And I'm just wrong if I do it and wrong if I don't. But you have a lot of nerve to spend so much millions of dollars in press time and criticizing me for talking. I wish all other people did to people was talk to them. I think what I'm doing now is worse than talking to him. You should be criticizing me for whipping him. That's worse than talking. Why make such an itch over talking? That whipping is what you should be mad about.
You mean those things literally?
This is boxing. This is not a gentleman's sport. I don't ask you, can I hit you in your face? Nor do you ask me. You may be on the outside, but even on the outside, like I said before, you must be cautious at all times because you just never know what hungry shark is going to come up in your territory. You got to be careful at all times. The gentleman thing goes so far. This sport right here is a gladiator sport. This sport right here will get you hurt badly, seriously. I can play the nice guy. I played the nice guy before. What did it get me? Nowhere. I'm not playing no bad guy. I'm not playing the villain. That's just how people make me out to be because they don't understand me. But have I said the worst thing you ever heard in boxing?
March 18th, Mike Tyson Ray the Ruddock dies. If he doesn't die, it doesn't count. If he's not dead, it doesn't count.
Killing someone in the ring on purpose, yes, it's probably the worst thing. I mean, what were you thinking of? What's worse than that?
I'm not going to quote people. I'm not going to name drop. I'm not going to quote people. I just asked you a question. I done heard a lot worse.
You were pretty angry. Looking back on that now, why do you think that was?
Anger is something generally just discontent. It all started with not having enough to eat growing up, looking for more and more to eat and not having that kind of satisfaction. Then all of a sudden, you get into boxing where anger is applauded. I met Sonny Liston. He became my role model. And he was one of the He had to be the most angry fella I'd met. He'd look right through you, scare you, and I thought, if ever I'm going to be successful in boxing, I'm going to have to learn how to utilize anger.
And was that a motivating force, the anger?
I don't think anger really motivates you. It's just a tool you think it's going to make you win. So, hey, I better get some.
Beg your pardon?
You would continue boxing even if you would lose over there.
I beg your pardon?
You said you were such a bad guy outside of the ring that people saw the best of you inside the ring. How so?
Oh, when I was in the ring, you really saw the best of me. Outside the ring, I was really some terrible fellow because I did some things to people that mostly, in the ring, I'm not ashamed of my boxing matches, but outside the ring, some of the things we did, I did, I'm ashamed of to this day.
What are some of the things that you regret?
I could go on and on with stories, but like I said, it's nothing to be proud of.
Speaking to kind of your mentality as a boxer back then, you wrote about how you wanted to kill Ken Norton in your fight with him, and then when that didn't happen, you wanted to kill Muhammad Ali in your fight with him, literally kill. Why?
Make the devil mad. Make him mad, y'all. Help me make the devil mad. Help me make him mad. Help me make him mad tonight, y'all. Make him mad. My mind is dwelling on the good things in life. To hell with the bad. God is all good, and you know that I'm right. Try to make the devil mad. Try to make him mad. Make him mad. Come on and make him mad. Come on and make him mad, y'all. Make the devil mad. Make the devil mad. Every time we have a good time.
You get to be heavyweight champ of the world. I've defeated Joe Frazier, had one title defense, and everyone knew that I had beaten the best in Joe Frazier. No doubt about it, I had beaten the best.
Wait a minute.
Oh, that left is getting in there. Underneath.
Underneath, Archie Moore is yelling the foreman. We've got the excitement here that we look for. Frazier is dazed. He is getting hit again and again and again. The same head that was hit so often by Muhammad Ali. Frazier is dazed. You see the countdown for the first round. Foreman has not panicked. Foreman is going about his job. Foreman is all over Joe Frazier. Frazier is down again, and he may be. No, he is rising. He is game. He doesn't know where he is. The mandatory 8 count. He doesn't know where he is. Now the round is about to end. 2 knockdowns in the first round of Joe Frazier. Down again. No saving by the bell. He's up, and so the fight continues. 3 knockdowns in the first round by whistle again. We're waiting for the start now of round 2. There is no question about the first round. 3 knockdowns. Now Joe is coming out at him. Wants to come back in a hurry. You'll not find a gamer man than Joe Frazier. Joe Frazier went down 3 times in the first round. A caution from Arthur Mercano. Oh, he is all over Frazier again. He has Frazier in the corner. Frazier's knees buckled. He is down. He is down for the 4th time in the fight. George Foreman is doing to Joe Frazier what he did as a 19-year-old to a veteran Russian, a fellow named Deontay in October of 1968 in the Mexico City Arena. A quick left from George. Another. Frazier is down for the 5th time in this fight. 5th time. 3 times in the first round, twice in the second. McCanny checked his senses. Check Frazier's senses. It's target practice for George Foreman. It is target practice. Frazier is ready to go again. Joe is standing. There he goes. 3 times. 3 times. The fight is stopped. No, it is not. It is not stopped. Angie Dundee is screaming, stop it. Ferdy Pacheco, Ali's doctored expert. It is over. It is over. It is over in the second round. George Foreman is the heavyweight champion of the world.
People had something to say about that. I said, you know what? I'm going to kill one of these fellows. Then they'll shut up. And it wasn't about Ken Norton or Muhammad Ali. It was like anyone I'd met in the ring. I said, I'm going to kill one of these guys. Then they'll know that I'm the best.
You've been known as the hardest puncher ever. You said that some punches, and just speaking in general terms, you said some punches are so ferocious that they don't hurt. They actually will interrupt communication between the tower and the ground, as you put it.
My punching power was the first time around was so vicious that the second time around I wouldn't even throw those kind of punches anymore.
And why was that?
Because the first time around, as I told you, I'm going to kill one of these guys. I decided the second time around, I'm not going to kill anyone. This is a profession, and there was never a shot in anger.
Had 5 fights, in 88 had 9 fights, in 89 had 5 more, and here in 1990, Gil Jamieson does not know where he is right now. Instinctively covers up. There goes the mouthpiece. A timeout is called. A convenient. Jamieson looks like he went 10.
This way, I think we're going to see a very controversial decision.
It does have split decision written all over it. Right hand by Foreman, and that uppercut hurt. He faked him out. Wow. He faked out Foreman, then came back with a right hand. That was fascinating. Gil, do you feel like everything is kind of in slow motion here?
Yes, I certainly do.
We're watching a fight as if you could stop it and use a skill every 10 or 12 seconds. There's 22 seconds left in round 6, and that left hook did hurt him. That's a knockdown because no, it isn't. It should have been. He went against the ropes.
It's the ropes, right? That's correct.
That should have been a knockdown. Instead, Foreman stopped punching. How we got up. Oh, there's been some odd things in this round.
right hand more than he usually does. But Gray's left hook is the punishing punch. Round almost over. They're in Quarry's corner. Quarry goes down. The round is over. He's taking the mandatory 8 count, but he's up now. The round is over. And what's the other side? Right now it's no contest. Warrior's game. And that's about all at the moment. He's having trouble breathing. His legs are in bad shape, and he's got a cut over his right eye. Warrior's starting to flinch. All over. Jay Clark got a bad rip over his left eye. Murray has cut over both eyes. 2 minutes to go in the round. A very bad cut over the left eye by Quarry. How's Quarry? How about a victory? Now he's stopped the fight. Stop it, Joe! Lewis seems undecided whether or not to stop it. Murray's game, and it's all over, I think. Yep, it's all over.
Before the bell rang, looked at someone ringside, decided says, easy way to make a living. I reckon he's going to finish it now this round. Yes, Quarry can't take anymore. I'm surprised at Mike Kaplan, referee, not stopping it. Quarry's still on his feet, but that's all. He must do later in the evening before he goes to bed. Cheeky, says Ali. Don't you dare hit me.
Got me days good. Got me happy feet. Got me days good. Got me happy feet.
The bandage come loose in Ali's left glove. He is punishing with 1 minute to go. Quarry beyond all possible endurance. Quarry doing his best to fight back. Quarry driven to retaliate. And Quarry catches him again. Where is he getting this energy from? A dazed Quarry. Half a minute to go. And he's fighting back from nowhere. Seconds to go, and Quarry, where is he getting it from? He's punched his heart out there, and he really got flame. Oh, Ali, and he fights back again as Ali now is infuriated. The bell.
Corner, head bowed, hands on his thighs there, and wondering, can I now give it a go? There he is. He realises, give all. I think perhaps we're watching the last round coming up.
At least he did wipe some of the smile off Ali's face there. Ali out to finish it. Yes, it was a last stand, I think. It was Quarry's last gallant effort. Referee must stop it. Yes, it's all over. All over, and rightly so, and not before it's time. Try and get up to the ring and see what Ali was thinking about.
Well, you know, I'll say this for Ali, he always shows a little bit of compassion there. He's taken the mickey out of Quarry a great deal, but I think Quarry respects this man as a fabulous boxer, whispering in his ear there, I know Ali pretty well, and he really isn't as spiteful as he would appear in the ring.
He's not be able to do it when he was as great as he once was.
All I know is that he'll handle it with class. So he's always
really a classy guy in every sense of the word. The man is standing there and taking his punches, taking his dues, and he's just laying down.
He can lay down as soon as he found out that his arms weren't working. He's going to.
Well, but he had to run up
Just stand and keep going. What a courageous man.
I remember after the first, when Spinks took the title from him, so the reporter was asking Muhammad, don't you feel devastated losing your title? He says, losing the title is one thing. It's not like losing a job or losing your life or losing your wife. He said, that's loss. He handled it with dignity.
And they handled it once he stopped the fight. And they all unbothered with him.
And Angelo Dundee wants to stop the fight. That's it. They stopped the fight at TKO. It'll be scored as a technical knockout.
Really respect Ali a lot.
It hurt you to punish him that way, didn't it?
I feel that he fought one of the baddest heavyweights in the world today, and you cannot take credit from him.
One of his better combinations. It's a nice jab.
A stiff jab by Sue. Sue trying to find his range.
Round was Costa's clearly evening things up.
And ending strike. There we go. The right hand, he's in trouble.
He's in real trouble.
It's over the road. Jaden stops the fight in the second round. It's over by Sue. A right hand. Upstairs, and it's over just like that.
Tell me what's going on here, Costa. Go ahead, Costa.
Yeah, I'm just very. You see its first right hand nearly comes through, and this is right on the chin. I've seen he's become a little lazy in the beginning. I've seen how he come in, and look at him. He's really look at his eyes. Look at his eyes. The referee done the right decision to stop the fight. Otherwise, he will be really hurt. And what's it's not necessary to do. We are humans, and this is the life after boxing. And he's a young kid and still got some future for himself.
The clock was actually reading 0-0 at this point when the referee stopped it. Do you think he should have been given an opportunity to perhaps gather himself and come out for another round?
I think I've seen I didn't hit the bell. I didn't hit any bell. I knew it was close to the end, but referee in charge of the safety of us, and this is on his judgment, and I can't say. But look at this, he can be very hurt. What about if it's 1 second or 2 seconds or 10 seconds, whatever? He can be out and he's gonna be hurt for a long time. It's not necessary to do.
Ahead by 2. One has Judah up by 2. And I have it dead even at 76. Good work by Corey Spinks. He's doing well in this round. This may be a round in which you can add your head, at least on my scorecard. Maybe you have as some of the press row people say. Show this on there.
Judah with the big left hand now jumping all over Spinks. Down goes Spinks. 3, 6, 7, 8. How we doing? Let's go.
This crowd is aghast. He's got 40 seconds. Round 9. Spinks in trouble. Judah right at another left. Blanket and Corey Spinks.
Stop, stay back. Jones is playing the thinking game and Griffith is benefiting by it. Oh, little left hook. What a left hook.
Second knockdown of the round.
That was a leaping left hook, and Griffin may not survive it.
He's got trouble. And that's that. Jones gets his vindication via a first-round knockout.
Congratulations. I suppose you do feel redeemed by what happened. I deserve to be best pound for pound number one, because I am. It's just like that. I don't even want to hear nothing else. I should be pound for pound the best. When somebody come beat the best, it's fine. I thank God. I thank Montreal. He gave me the opportunity to go back and pick up my stuff and come back in here with the Roy Jones attitude. I didn't want to have to do this, but they made it.
Why didn't you want to have to do this?
Because I don't like trying to hurt people. No, not I was out here trying to hurt that kid. If I would have got a chance, I would have killed that kid by mistake. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to do that. That's not my intention. My intention is to come out here and do this thing and be done with. That's why I don't like that old Roy Jones. You don't want to pull the RJ out. I don't want to see that.
Did you need this kind of incentive to bring out 105% of yourself?
Didn't I just say that? That's what it takes sometimes.
Good left hook by Roy Jones.
Oh, he rocked Brandon with a solid left hook, and now he's got Brandon wobbled. Here we go. Here we go.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
And I think the punch that started that was a left to the body. That started that whole combination.
We mentioned that Jones was so calm, despite the fact that Brandon was throwing punches, he was getting hit.
Well, in some instances, it's not how many you land, but how much they hurt.
And there's that snapping left hook by Roy Jones again. And there it is again.
Wobbles Brandon again. Brandon having trouble for the moment, staying on his feet, lifting, watching closely. Jones blinding Brandon with his overwhelming hand speed.
Getting hit with some solid punches, Brandon.
Will he make it through the round?
Well, he's holding up the back.
Coming from all directions, always unexpected.
Again, there was the Roy Jones left hook. He never sets it up with a jab. He just comes in with his arms and gloves.
I mean, at least it gives him the right to throw a lot of punches, which not too many people can do against Jones. The kind of person you can root for. Threw 102 punches.
Every punch is being blocked by Roy Jones. And he lets the guy throw his punches and thinks, okay, now it's my turn.
He said he already had a bullet lodged in his neck, now he's got a bomb there.
The Trenton crowd can't believe what they're seeing. They were so psyched for the possibility of Brian putting up a big fight against Roy Jones. And their man is just getting right in there now. Crowd lifted watching as Roy Jones tattoos Brandon. And then Jones says, look, you want more? Okay. Interesting case.
Fights and 869 rounds. Crafty veteran fighters who make exciting fights. Ray Oliveira is slightly past his prime and desperately needs a win after getting knocked out by Ricky Hatton. Emmanuel Augustus is one of the most purely raw, talented fighters of our generation, but lacked the foundation to become a world-class fighter. His showmanship, ring antics, masking his depth skill.
He wants to stay there so they don't have to move around too much. And then you see he's reserving his energy right now doing this. You know, he's throwing punches, he ain't moving his legs. So he's keeping his energy.
And he can go to the body and start to take maybe some of those legs away.
Exactly.
From Augustus.
Exactly, he's the bigger man and I will wear on him. But Augustus is so elusive, he's like, even though he's in front of you, he's not.
Well, that's why right now, Ray's got to make the most of his opportunity.
Exactly, and he is, but he's laying in there. He's punching in there, but he's laying more.
Well, he's not doing quite the effective work that you'd like to see him doing. And there's a good example of what you're saying. Giving a little opportunity now for Augustus to explode.
Augustus lets his transmissions to the sport continue on.
Good having you, Mickey.
Final man here, round number 5. These two guys haven't moved for a good minute and a half. Ray Oliveira pops a right hand in there. Emmanuel Augustus looks for the opportunities to put 10
those angles in that little space, that little distance. Good for Augustus.
A break. Augustus outthrew him for the first time. He's been outlanding him, but he outthrew him for the first time.
And has had such a long career to just beat Hatsu. Perhaps a sign, maybe, Joe, of the concrete wall starting to crack after many, many hits from the hammer. You know, you got a wall. Augustus by no means is a huge puncher, but he's a good puncher, and he hits you with a lot of punches. You have a wall. And Oliveira has represented a wall. Anytime you're not stopped in 15 years, that's a wall. But you keep banging at that wall, banging at that wall, banging at that wall. Sooner or later, it starts to give just a little bit.
Double right hands and a right hand to the body from Augustus, who hasn't stopped for a good 20 seconds. Meanwhile, on the other side, Ray Oliveira slowed down in round number 6. Round 5.
There's only so much you can take in a career of boxing. It's like football players, they can only go so long. No different with boxing.
And it ain't gonna get much easier as we come down to the last 3 minutes here.
All of these guys going out to the ability he has. Talking about Augustus, the speed that he has, the style that he has. He can fight inside with you, hold you on the inside. He has to just hold his own, like he's doing right now. He's keeping Oliveira in terms of his own medicine on the inside and getting the better. Then he can take it outside where Oliveira cannot match him.
Augustus seemingly in total control now entering the 7th round against Ray Oliveira. Friday night fights coming to you from Hampton Beach Casino in Hampton Beach, New Hampshire. Joe Tessitore and Teddy Atlas ringside with you. A spectacular showing that we get every year, and this time it has been Emmanuel Augustus who's been in prime form and doing his thing. He's in the leopard trunks taking on the veteran Ray Oliveira. Always between these two, but Augustus is presenting very, very high. 30 years old, Emmanuel Augustus, and really in recent years, Teddy, with the outings he had against Alex Trujillo and the outing he had against Courtney Burton, you can make the argument he's coming into his prime. Let's bring in Ice John Scully, the trainer for Super Ray Oliveira. Ice, how do you solve this problem that Ray has in front of him? What do you tell him?
I mean, with Ray at this point in his career, I mean, I think he can't let this guy run around and razzle-dazzle the crowd and pick him off with these sharp shots. The guy's really hard to fight. He's hard to box. And I think he needs to get back on him.
What's the matter, Ray? What's the matter?
Steve Smoker.
What's the matter? You want the doctor to look at you? Okay, time in.
Very professional job by Steve Smoker trying to address that. John, if you want to get off headsets right now and try to get a sense of what's going on with your fighter,
I'm concerned. I'm concerned, and I'll say right now, I'm concerned about Oliveira. He's had a 15.
John, we'll let you get back to work. John Scully, thank you for your time.
John Scully,
corner of Ray Oliveira.
As you just said, Joe, the new trainer for the last couple of fights for Ray Oliveira, John Scully, a professional fighter.
Very good light-heavyweight back in the day.
Yes, 1988 to 2001, spanned his career. And a good trainer, too, but right now working with an old fighter in the twilight of his career, Ray Oliveira.
Oliveira kind of giving his last effort here because he's holding the back of his head. And Teddy, I would have major concerns right now. If he feels something is ahead, maybe they want to take a good look here.
I'm concerned. And I think I was touching on this earlier, and if our cameras can get a close look, Ray Oliveira
he's holding the side of his
not only that, he looks like he's crying. And there's blood coming out of his nose, and I think this fight needs to be stopped.
Come here, doctor.
Steve Smoker's doing a great job by taking time to run things over. Let's listen in.
Come on. All right, and now.
You see me?
Answer.
Look at my fingers.
If there's any kind of stuff, Doc, I don't want any trouble in here, Doc.
Back in, okay?
What do you think, Doc? You gonna let him fight, Doc?
We'll watch him.
I'm
concerned about this.
You know, I think Steve doesn't want to let him
No, he doesn't. And that's why he's one of the top referees in the business. He lets you fight when you're supposed to be allowed to fight. And that's why he's been involved. No accident with some of the greatest fights that you're ever going to see. But when there's reason for him to step in and start showing concern about a fight not going on, he starts to show that concern. And the doctor decided to let him go. But we'll see.
Steve is saying, hey, I'm not a doctor, so I'm going to listen to what you have to say, but I don't like the looks of this. And neither do I, Teddy, as we come to the end of this round.
Where's the doctor? Doc, get in.
The fight is over, as well it should be, as you see Emmanuel Augustus coming over to the corner and talking to Ray Oliveira. Steve Smoger, the outstanding veteran referee, who basically was asking the doctor to finish off the fight at the end of the last round, came over there and said, that is it. I have seen enough. That is it. I don't like the way you're reacting. I don't like the way you're wincing and that you're touching your head. I have those boxing instincts that a doctor, Teddy, may not have, but a referee of all the veteran fights, Steve Smoger, does have.
Good job. I said earlier that I just felt very concerned about Oliveira. And I spent a lot of time the last couple of rounds before we got to this point talking about the tough, long career, the amount of punches that Oliveira took. And there was a reason I was talking about that. There comes a time to turn in or throw in the towel when you're in this kind of business. I think that time may be there for Oliveira.
There's Emmanuel Augustus, who actually was showing concern in the last round. You could actually see that in his face also. Something just was askew with Ray Oliveira. Here's the replay, Teddy.
Again, Joe, when you're a fighter that's fought the kind of tough fights Oliveira has fought, and taking the punishment that he's taken, there is an effect after that. As you can see, a right hand, first a clean one on the front of the head, on the chin, and then a glancing one behind the head.
June 1947, Robinson signs to fight California's Jimmy Doyle in the first defense of his welterweight crown. What took place before and after that fight will live in Robinson's memory forever.
The night before the fight with him, I dreamed in my sleep that I knocked him out and he died in the ring. And I got up that morning and I told the commission that I wasn't going to fight. And they said, why? And I told them what I had dreamed. They already know that's just a dream. And they called a Catholic priest and a minister. And they came and they talked to me and told me to go ahead with the fight. And just like we dreamed, Aldo, I hit him a left hook and he died right there in the ring. It's terrible when you have a premonition before. You know, I had the premonition before that this was going to happen. And for a long time, Aldo, I couldn't fight. I couldn't fight. When I started again, I couldn't hit a man hard, you know. I was very trying.
Like Charlie Burley, the Cincinnati Cobra, Ezzard Charles, lacked the flash of Sugar Ray Robinson.
Ezzard Charles was one of the great fighters and the most unappreciated fighter of all time. And he was, I think, symptomatic of the whole essence of boxing. As a middleweight, almost all winning. As a light heavyweight, better if possible. He couldn't get a shot at anyone.
By the time he was 20, Charles had beaten Charlie Burley twice. He later defeated Archie Moore, and then against the ever-dangerous Lloyd Marshall, he went down in the second round and came back to win. But Charles suffered a tragic victory in his 1948 match with Sam Baruti.
Unfortunately, his career goes south in terms of his desire when he kills Sam Baruti in the ring.
Distraught over Baruti's death, Charles briefly retired. When he returned, he got what had eluded him during his prime fighting years, a shot at Joe Louis.
There was a little bit of bad blood in that fight. That's where the bad blood really started. There was an incident at the weigh-in. Peret's corner started making disparaging marks and used the word maricon.
Captain said maricon, that means gay. And to him, I guess he heard somewhere that Emmanuel Griffith was gay. I don't know because I never talked to the guy. But that's the way they treated each other. He was gay and Benny was a man. I don't know what went in between them.
He didn't know that I understood a little Spanish. but at the time, I know my man's faggot, and I wasn't nobody faggot.
He was in seclusion most of the time. He didn't want to hang around too much with anyone. He just wanted to train.
Before the third fight, he had told me, he says, if he says anything to me at the weigh-in, he says, I'm going to hit him right at the weigh-in. I said, no, you're not, Emil. So you spent a month training to hit the guy at the weigh-in, and you don't get paid, nothing happens. So when Emil got on the scale, Perret went right behind him and said, Metacone.
And he turned around and he said, if you don't stop that, we're going to have it out right here. Perret was smiling at him.
I started to go after him to hit him. And Clancy said, behave yourself, don't fight up here, wait for the night of the fight.
First time I've seen him down in his own corner. The round is almost over. I don't think he knows where he is. The count is 8. He took a count of 8. There's the ball ending round 6, and they're still battling. There goes Griffith back to his corner. Perret caught him with a stiff right hand. Just when Griffith seemed to be having everything his own way, there's Gil Clancy working on him. This is probably the tamest round of the entire fight. There's Perret was blocked again. Griffith blocked him. Perret against the ropes, almost helpless. A minute to go. And they're going to stop it. They're going to stop it as Perret sags to the canvas. Perret goes down from sheer exhaustion. Look at him there. Dr. Schiff is coming over to look at him. Perret has collapsed from exhaustion from that beating on the ropes, and Dr. Alexander Schiff of the Commission is trying to get at him. The fight has been stopped, and the winner and new champion is Emil Griffith, but we're more concerned about the condition of Benny Kid Perret than we are about the title at the moment. We'll have an interview with Emil Griffith as soon as we find out how Benny Kid Perret is. The time, 2 minutes and 9 seconds of the 12th round. The winner by a knockout, and once again, welterweight champion of the world, Emil Griffith. Griffith being announced as the welterweight champion. However, the story right now is Benny Kid Perret, as Griffith comes over to console with him, and Dr. Schiff works over him. Perret is stretched out in the corner just above us in a neutral corner. Meanwhile, there are the happy handlers of Emil Griffith. Gil Clancy, his arm around him, and the other two. They are probably going to take Perret out on a stretcher. I'll say this, they don't come any gamer than Perret. Crowd is applauding Perret, a well-deserved tribute to a game little battler. We will have an interview with Emil Griffith as soon as things are clarified. has just regained the welterweight championship in an exciting fight with Benny Kid Perret, whom he dethroned. And now I want to congratulate you, Emil, but of course we're all holding our breath a little bit to see how Benny Kid Perret is.
Thank you very much, John. I'm very proud to be the welterweight champion again. And I hope Perret is feeling very good, which they won't tell me how he feels.
Benny, rather Emil, I want you to take a look at our screen here, and we're going to replay the knockout.
Yeah, why?
Before you go, I want to ask you about when he knocked you down in the 6th round. Here it's coming now. There it is. That did it. That did it.
That's over now. He's hurt now, see? Not over.
Right there, I heard him right there, and then I was punching inside. He told me whenever I punch, I must step back and get him in
That's beautiful camera work, isn't it?
Yeah.
I never saw anything like that. There it is.
Yes, sir. No, sir.
And that's just about it, Emil.
That's why I keep on punching. I was a little bit furious when I see it didn't go down, and I tried to get him again, but the referee pulled me back. He's a good fighter player.
He's a good game fighter.
My pleasure to see you, sir. Are you the kid's son?
But I want you to know that it's there's no hard feelings here.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. I didn't go in there to hurt no one.
I know.
But things happen. I always want to meet you too, you know.
So am I.
With your mommy.
My mom, it's hard for her.
I understand.
It's hard for her, but
I understand. It's very hard
one thing
for
I can say. One thing I can say is that there's no hard feelings. There's no hard feelings at all.
Thank you.
From the beginning, Sergey was hitting him with anything he wanted to hit him with, and Simikov was taking everything. He was getting hit with solid shots.
Probably third round, when I thought in my mind, like, why you leave it? Stop the fight, like, say stop. I delivered a lot of hard punches, you know. I already felt that my face is like feeling pain, you know.
Between the 5th and 6th round, I said to Sergey, stop hitting him to the head. Give me body shots. You know, stop hitting him to the head. That's enough. And unfortunately for us and for Roman came out in the 6th to try to take Sergey's head off. And Sergey had no choice but to fire back or get hit. I motioned to the referee, no, stop this fight. It's getting to the point where the guy has no chance to win. The way he went down, helpless like that, it was, something was wrong.
They took Roman on the stretcher. I already went right away into the area. I saw Roman. It's already kind of like turning blue.
I got to the church and asked to the head, God bless him. Yeah, bless him and help to him. And yeah, 3 days he was in the hospital in a coma and he didn't wake.
I called Sergey. By Sergey's voice, I realized he already knows what's going on.
what was talking to him like at that moment?
It wasn't impossible to talk, so tell you the truth, we both were crying on the phone.
6 months after the Simikov fight, Sergey was back in the ring, and a career, once on the brink of being derailed, didn't skip a beat. In August of 2013, Kovalev beat Nathan Cleverly to become the light heavyweight champion of the world, a title he has held ever since.
Cleverly. Nathan Cleverly? Do you knock him out?
Who knows? I will try.
Okay.
Yes, I will kill him.
Have you ever, since then, talked to anyone from his family?
No, not yet.
Do you hope to see them while you're out there?
Yeah, I want to. Yeah.
What would you say in that if you...
I don't know. Right now, I don't know what I can say to them. It's not easy still. I don't know what I can say. I can say nothing, just to say hello and I'm sorry. I decided one day that I should to fight and I must to fight and continue to fight for me and for him together.
Boom, boom. So then, if I may bring up a touchy subject.
Oh, I mean, you're gonna go to...
No, I'm not gonna say anything bad. You killed that guy in the ring, right? Right.
No,
and that freaked you.
he hit that guy.
You hit the guy. The guy died. Listen, you should never quit. It was not your fault. Can I say that? I've been waiting to say this to you for a long time.
You didn't see that.
First of all,
that
it
was
was a
pretty...
sentence.
You're a sensitive man. I can see that.
I made my peace with that and I buried it. And
you never talk about it anymore?
I don't discuss
really?
it.
Howard, I saw that fight.
I saw the fight.
And when, Boom Boom was back in his locker room...
Yeah.
In his dressing room, the guy was still laying on the canvas.
Right. That was a heck... I mean, you had some punch.
It was wild.
But let me just say that...
Was that guy up to the fight?
No, yeah, it was just a great fight. It was an unfortunate moment. Oh,
right.
Like I said, it took my heart away from the game.
Right.
I still fought. I didn't quit then. I still fought a couple more years.
But you didn't have it in you.
Certainly took... No, I kept... I know I fought and defended my title, but it took... when I became a fighter, I fought for righteous reasons.
I wish I had that...
from my father, but it took anything good about it.
You didn't want that to ever happen
It wasn't in my heart no more.
I wish I could... For me, personally, I wish I could hit a man so hard. I'm a big pussy. Look at me, Boom Boom. You see what I am? On the opposite of you. I hit a guy and they don't even feel it. One time, Ralph said to me, he says, punch me in my arm as hard as you can. I said, go ahead. He says, have you ever hit a guy really? I said, nah. Because I was taking karate, I'm doing the whole thing. He says, hit me as hard as you can, and then I'll hit you once as hard as you can.
Even with your karate training?
Right. Even with I had full karate training. I was almost up to brown belt at this point. And I braced myself. I went into the karate stance. You ever see the stance? I'm going to show you the stance. Let me show you the stance. There's a different. Boxing's for pussies. Let me tell you about karate. Karate, I could kill a guy. Watch. I was like this.
If you
understand? I was braced. And then I unleashed. I'm doing it in slow motion for you. I don't want to hurt myself. Boom! Right into his arm. He barely felt it.
Well,
if I could hit a man so hard that I could kill him, I would be so proud of myself.
But how
That's
do
the way
you
I
want
look at
to
it,
kill
man.
someone?
That's the way I look at it.
We moved on to this.
Let me tell you something. If I hit a guy who's dying, if I find a guy dying of cancer and I hit him, he gets better. That's unbelievable. I swear, Boom Boom, I'm the biggest pussy on the 2 feet. I wish I could fight.
I couldn't even imagine, a man died because of a fight you had. And every time a boxer steps in the ring, you never know what the outcome is going to be. It could have been you. He was the #1 contender at the time. Yeah. And that's when fights were 15 rounds.
Right.
And because of the damage he suffered, the head trauma, he ended up passing away. Do you remember each round of the fight? How does that?
I remember that fight very, very clearly in my mind. It's been with me forever, and it always will be. Mm-hmm. And it's one of those fights that it was, other than the outcome, it was a great fight.
Yeah.
It was a great fight. And it would be one of the fights you'd be seeing on ESPN Classic all the time. But because of it, there's nothing good. Nothing good about it now. Mm-hmm. But the one thing I'm proud of about the documentary is it shows his mindset. If you see the documentary, he says, his corner trainer said he brought a coffin. He put it in the room when he was training.
Yeah.
And he said to people, either I'm coming home in that or Mancini's coming home in that, going home in that.
Yeah.
I mean, to hear things that, the mentality of a fighter, especially, I always say, fighters say things all the time. I used to say, look, you're going to have to kill me to beat me for my title.
Yeah.
You in your heart, you fight to the death for that because that means so much to you. But it's a figurative, not literal.
Yeah.
But in this sense, he said, either I'm coming home with that or Mancini's going home with that. That's scary. And that's scary to think that he had that mindset to know that he was going to come one way or the other. And unfortunately, it just, who knows? I mean, it happened the way it happened because he fought with such determination and such desire. I mean, I was hitting this guy with shots, and then, and no matter what, he'd always come back after each round. He'd be pushing me back, banging me.
Yeah.
And it was the only fight I ever thought of in the middle of the fight. I said, man, I don't want to do the next round. I want to quit.
Yeah.
Because my body was hurting so bad. My head was hurting so bad. Wow. But it's funny how they always say the body's the army, the mind's the general. The body will do whatever the mind tells it.
Yeah.
The strength of mind, it's funny what our mind does. And my mind, my body wanted to quit, but my mind won't allow it.
And the unfortunate thing is that Ray Boom Boom Mancini at that time, you were like you were a rising star attraction.
I always tell people, Ray Leonard, we were fighting at the same time, and Ray Leonard was Marlon Brando, I was James Dean. I was on the climb. It was just I was on things. So many good things were happening for me and on the horizon, and then that happened. So
and now, and his mom, as a result, because after his death, he became even more famous of a figure because of the tragedy, and his mom ended up drinking a lot of pesticide and committing suicide. Right?
They said because of there's so much infighting with the family about his money, the insurance money, and whatever he had. There was so much infighting that she couldn't take it, and so she took her own life. Yes.
And even the referee.
Now Richard Green, who was a friend of mine, and I've talked to his daughter since. Richard, he suffered from depression. Now, obviously, the fight, I'm sure, obviously had affected him in life. But by everybody counted himself admirably, including Richard.
Yeah.
There was nothing Richard could have done, step in sooner or anything. It wasn't anything like I was beating Kim, and Richard let it go on. It was one punch in the middle of the ring, in the middle of an exchange. Richard, his daughter said there's other things in his life that accumulated that when he took his life was a barrage of things. There were a lot of things, but of course, this always affected him, of course. But it wasn't the reason why he did it.
Okay, no. but here's the thing: at that time, people didn't know.
Oh, sure.
And at that time, people blamed you for all of it.
Oh yeah.
And then you had to carry the burden of that, man. How did you?
Well, so my faith in God. I say my prayers. I rely on my faith, and that's it's just that's it. I mean, I'm strong. I was brought up that way. Rely on your faith. Rely on yourself. Rely on your family, and God got me through it. Gave me the strength. And we don't answer. We don't know. I say my prayers every night and say, God, I don't know the answers. Just give me the strength to deal with things, and that's all.